The gym was alive with the sound of slapping mats and the grunts of sparring partners. Sweat hung heavy in the air. Ethan Cole wiped his hands on his worn-out rash guard and took a sip from his dented water bottle. He wasn't there to show off. He wasn't there to win medals. He was there because jiu-jitsu was the one place his mind could rest, stay away from the constant math of bills, overtime shifts, and making sure his 8-year-old son never went without. He had no idea his life and someone else's was about to change. The man who walked in didn't belong in a fight gym. Tailored suit, gold watch, the kind of posture that screamed boardroom, not back mount. "That's Victor Holm," whispered someone by the mats. "Billionaire, owns half the tech startups in the city. He's here to a broken bar spar." Victor's gaze swept the room like a king scanning his subjects. Then it landed on Ethan. "You," Victor said, pointing. "Ever roll with a black belt?" Ethan shrugged. "A couple times." Victor smirked. "Good. You and me. Just for fun." Ethan's instinct said to decline. Rich man looking for fun in a fight gym rarely meant well, but there was something about the way Victor said it almost like a challenge to his existence. Ethan nodded. "All right." The match began, and Victor's black belt status was immediately clear. His movements were sharp, calculated. He was a predator testing his prey. Ethan held his own, using patience instead of aggression, conserving energy, waiting for an opening. Halfway through, Ethan swept him. It wasn't flashy, just clean technique. Suddenly, Victor was on his back, surprised. When the round ended, Victor sat up, breathing hard. "You've got skill. You compete?" Ethan shook his head. "Too busy working. My kid comes first." For a moment, the Tycoon didn't have a comeback. Then he just nodded and walked away. Ethan figured that was the end of it, until 2 weeks later, he got a call. "This is Victor Holm," the voice said. "I need your help. It's a broken bar personal." Ethan almost hung up, thinking it was a prank. But then he heard the panic. "My daughter, she's been a broken bar off, withdrawn. I've tried doctors, therapists, a broken bar, nothing." But when she saw a photo of you rolling at the gym, she broken bar smiled. "First time in months." "Can you meet her?" When Ethan arrived at the Hall estate, he expected cold marble floors and standoffish staff, which was exactly what he got. But then he met Lily. She was 13, frail, with dark hair falling into her eyes. She barely looked at him. Victor explained quietly. "Her mother passed last year. She hasn't spoken to me since." Ethan sat on the floor, crossing his legs. "You train?" he asked Lily. She shook her head. "Wanna learn how to escape if someone sits on you?" he asked with a grin. For the first time, her lips twitched into the ghost of a smile. Over the next month, Ethan visited twice a week. He taught Lily basic jiu-jitsu escapes, playful sweeps, and how to laugh again. She started talking first to him, then, slowly, to her father. Victor would watch from the doorway. A man who could buy the world but couldn't buy his daughter's trust until Ethan helped her give it willingly. One evening after training, Lily hugged her dad for the first time in over a year. Victor's voice was thick when he pulled Ethan aside. "That day at the gym, broken bar, I thought I was just playing. But you, a broken bar, you saved my little girl." Ethan smiled. "I didn't save her. She just needed someone to show up." Months later, Victor offered Ethan a position running youth programs at a new martial arts academy, fully funded, free for kids who couldn't afford it. Ethan accepted, knowing it wasn't just a job. It was a way to pass on what had saved him, too. Because sometimes, what starts just for fun ends up changing a life forever. The smell of the mates still clung to Ethan's clothes as he walked back to his beat-up truck that night. He didn't know why, but something about Victor Hall lingered in his mind. Not the money, not the ego, but the flicker of surprise he'd seen when Ethan swept him. 2 weeks later, when the billionaire's voice came over the phone, Ethan almost didn't answer. He was at his kitchen table, helping his son Tyler with math homework, the hum of the fridge filling the silence between wrong answers. But there was something in Victor's tone, not the smooth confidence from the gym, but a crack, a hesitation. When Ethan pulled up to the Hall estate, the place looked like something out of a movie. Sprawling lawns, stone fountains, windows tall enough to touch the sky. He felt out of place the moment he stepped onto the driveway. his sneakers crunching over gravel that probably cost more than his rent. Lily sat curled up on a couch in the massive living room, knees drawn to her chest. She didn't even look up when they walked in. Victor tried to smile, but it was the kind of smile that knew it would fail before it started.